Oh, when Mike Morgan first ran for office in 1996, he's the first to tell you he was a political neophyte. He'd never even visited the legislature until he's elected there. But in 10 short years as a state senator, Morgan has been recognized as one of the state's up-and-coming leaders, a status that was confirmed last year when his peers elected him President Pro Tem, the leader of the state's senior legislative body. We sat down recently with Senator Morgan and asked him to share not only his background in early years, but what motivated him to choose public service in the political arena.
And I decided I wanted to be the senior class president. So I launched my campaign in the spring of my junior year for senior class president. Had a very worthy opponent who was also a friend of mine, but we had a spirited campaign, and as students will do, of course, mimicking, real politics. And I lost the election.
How bad?
1 vote.
Oh,
I remember it like it happened yesterday. But I just thought right then, after that experience, I'm just not ever going to put myself in that position again. Believe it or not, I did not really get involved in politics, partisan politics at all. I was municipal judge, in Stillwater for 12 years, and then when the Senate seat opened up, it just it was an opportunity.
There's a center for abused children in Stillwater that needed stable funding. A guy named Mike Morgan made it happen.
Mike was the linchpin.
Honestly, the Republicans had a good candidate from the very start. The Democrats had not identified a candidate and literally asked 312 people before they ever thought of me. And there's no way we should have won that first election.
How did that race go?
They had such a big head start on us, had no money, no organization, we had no ideas, had a lousy candidate. There's no way I should have won that election. And we just got out there and worked real hard and got a lot of help from a lot of great people. And this time, that narrow election went in my favor. 26,000 votes cast, over 26,000 votes cast. And I won that election by 32 votes. My life has just changed immensely since I went into the Senate. The last 10 years have been just incredible. And I think, if 17 people had voted the other way, this all would have been very, very different for me.
Sure.
It's interesting how things change, but they stay the same. Many of the issues continue to be exactly what they were. State budget, taxes, workers' compensation. Some of these issues that are there every year continue to be there every year, and I suspect probably will be at least in our lifetimes. But what changes is the high-profile wedge issue, the thing that everyone wants to use to get their name in the newspaper or to get votes or to raise money or to gain political advantage. And the interesting thing is those wedge issues, those politically charged issues usually affect very few people and have very little impact on what we do in the legislature, but they get a lot of the attention. And one of the most frustrating things for me since I've been in this job is dealing with the defeatist mentality that we sometimes have in Oklahoma. We don't believe we're as good as somebody else all too often. And I don't believe that. And I think it's a lot of what we can accomplish has to do with our attitude and the way we approach it. We have a wonderful, wonderful population in Oklahoma. People here know how to work. They know how to do a job. We just need to help them believe that they can do that. And so I try to take a real positive approach about everything. Instead of saying, here's what's wrong, or here's all the awful things that have happened, let's take the approach, how do we make this better? We've got something good here. Let's build on it. Let's make it better. The thing that we have got to do is that we cannot let things denigrate into partisan political fights that are damaging to all of Oklahoma. I try to remember that every day. I want to work with both parties. I want to work with rural people and urban people. I want to do what I've always tried to do in my life, and that is to build on whatever foundation we have and to build on the good things that we have.
Now, many speculate the senator is headed for higher office, but when I asked him about that, he said honestly he just didn't know, and that his immediate future was to continue to guide the state Senate in a direction that was best for both parties and all of Oklahoma.
State Senator Mike Morgan is featured in February's Oklahoma Living magazine. To read more about his life and beliefs, head to our website where we have a link to the article.